Hello and welcome to the Astro Vibe of the week. This is a huge week. We have the summer solstice and the shifting into Cancer season on the 20th. And then we have the full moon in Capricorn the following day on the 21st. So, what does this mean for you? To be honest, before we even get into that changing of the guards, the shifting of the seasons, let's talk a little bit about the beginning of the week. So the beginning of the week is going to feel a little bit like softness, illusions, a little cloudiness, or just like not wanting to do anything. Where you don't really want to be in your responsibilities, you don't really want to be working. You feel the Monday vibes, but the Monday vibes are really exaggerated this week. If you don't already know this, Monday in astrology is ruled by the moon. It has this like lunar energy. And this lunar energy often is more internal than like the get up and go forces of the sun, of the solar energy. Okay, so the beginning of this week, we actually have Neptune, which is ruled by Pisces, which is like the moon, a water sign. And Pisces and Neptune are more about being creative and being in flow and doing things that you enjoy and give you pleasure. And they're not really about like grinding and getting shit done. It's a much more softer energy. It can also be a little bit of a mental energy. And the reason why I say a mental energy when we're talking about Neptune is we're talking about water is because Neptune is known to bring a bit of confusion. And if you're confused, that means you're in your mind, right? You can't really be confused without having thoughts of confusion. So Neptune at the beginning of the week will be squaring the sun. And the sun is very, very close to the planet Mercury right now, the planet of the mind. So what's happening is at the beginning of the week, there's a little bit of like cloudiness or fogginess, or there's not like total clarity at the beginning of the week. So if it's possible at all to do something like artistic, like making art, painting, doodling, drawing, singing, or even crying and like being in your feels, do it. This, even though we have a full moon, and maybe I should say, and because we have a full moon and we have the solstice, which is shifting into a water season. Now we're in this place where we're going internal, and things that have been below the surface, this is also Neptunian, things that have been below the surface that are in the subconscious, or it's really about what's in your feelings, is now coming up. So we have greater access. The veil is thin between what we feel on a deeper level and what we're bringing out into the world. So those things that maybe you've been processing or thinking about, or they've been kind of confusing in your mind, or you have thoughts about something, but you haven't quite made a decision, at the beginning of the week, there's an opportunity to feel. Okay, so we're going into this week and we're feeling, and it's a little bit more watery energy. There's been so much air, so much Gemini, talking, reading, writing, connecting, communicating, like let's get together and do this thing. And now as the astrology shifts, we will shift, and things are going deeper, and we're having access to what is really under the surface, what's really going on, and our body will be asking us for more attention. Our inner world will be asking for more attention. And that might mean that you journal a little bit more. It might mean that you take some time in quiet a little bit more. It might mean that you have a bit of solitude because something is wanting to change. As we get towards the end of the week and we move towards this full moon, which is on Friday the 21st, and we have the solstice, which is on Thursday the 20th, we'll be shifting like a changing of the guards, like a total shift of energy into that inner world anyway. So Neptune is like preparing us. Neptune's like, okay, here are your feelings. It is safe to feel your feelings. It is safe to be in your inner world. And your inner world gives you so much insight into what wants to be released, what wants to be cleared, what wants to be cleansed, so that you can shift into the next chapter of your life. Now, we're absolutely shifting into a new chapter because we're coming to the solstice point. And that means that we're halfway through the year. Okay, so we've been 6 months into the year. If you look back to January of 2024, and maybe you have a journal or you have photographs that you can look back into January and just remember and reflect, what were your intentions? What was the energy you wanted to bring into this year? What were the goals that you had for this year? And reflect on those areas of your life that you wanted to change or cultivate or put intentions into to make a positive shift. And see if that's still what you want. It's possible you didn't do that this year, and that's okay too. This is a new opportunity to start that process. It's an opportunity to shift and reevaluate, reset what your heart really wants. With the emotional world, your inner world becoming a little bit more audible, more feelable as well, you'll have more access to the heart and what your heart really wants. Now, this solstice every year brings us into Cancer season. And Cancer is the ruler of the moon that I talked about at the beginning of this video. The moon is our subconscious. It's our inner world. It's also our intuition. It's what we know to be true. It's like what you can feel, where you don't have to have logical information. You don't have to read about it in a book. You just know. It's like when you are in a room and there's someone and their energy's kind of weird and you can feel it. And you're like, the vibes are weird over here. I'm going to stay away from that person. The vibes are good over there. I'm going to move closer to that person. This season is here where our vibe checking ability goes way up, and we have more access to subtle vibrations. We have more access to our emotions and our feelings, and we have more access to being able to heal, cleanse, and release. So astrologically, the advice would be, as we shift into this week, to actually ask yourself what you want to let go of. This is so Neptunian. Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac wheel. It's the sign of letting go. It's the sign of clearing, cleansing, releasing. And right now, remember, we have that Neptune square to the sun, okay? So what are you wanting to release? It's Cancerian, because when we think about water, we want to wash away. Like, water is such a beautiful tool for cleansing. So what are you no longer taking with you into the final 6 months, the second half of this year? What are you letting go of? Many, many people are going through huge transitions right now. A big letting go, like a big clearing out of their life, a big starting over. And astrologically, this is what we're aligned with right now. Now, if you're someone that's more fixed, you're not making big life changes right now, consider what small things can shift. This morning, I noticed myself ruminating. I was in my thoughts, and I was thinking about something I didn't actually have the power to change, right? There's certain things that we have the power to change, like our breath, we can choose how we are in each moment. That's something that we have the power to change. There are things that we don't have the power to change. Many, many things that are outside of us. And so I was ruminating on something that I couldn't change it. There's nothing I can do about it. And in my journal, I wrote, I want to release my ruminating thoughts. I want to let go of what I cannot change. I want to accept what I cannot change. And I just started writing what I'm ready to let go of. And it was an internal process, right? It wasn't like big. Sometimes when astrologically we talk about, oh, this is a big cleansing moment, it's a clearing moment. And for many people it is, where they're making a big exit of something they've been in for a very long time. And then there are other people who are like, no, I'm pretty settled and I'm happy with where I am. And there's still an energetic shift that wants to happen. So that can happen internally, like through the mind, choosing that you are going to let go of a certain thought pattern, let go of something you've been holding on to. This could look like forgiveness, to be honest. If you've been holding on to a grudge for a very long time, you've been frustrated with someone or something that you can't change, you can't control, all of this water energy asks us to forgive. It asks us to cleanse our hearts. It asks us to release. And when we release and we clear or detoxify, we find this like renowned sense of energy. We find space. We find change. We feel so much better, right? So if you're in like a big cleansing chapter of your life, fucking more power to you. You are a rock star. And if you are not in that space, do something small. Clean your house. I'm looking around and I'm like, wow, I need to organize the shit in my room right now on the other side of this video. Clean something. Move something. Move your books around. Move the energy in your house. Sweep the floors. This is a huge pivotal moment. This is a turning point moment. This is the center of the year, the center of 2024. And we get to make a choice internally how we want to be in this next chapter. Now, with the full moon in Capricorn, this is quite a structured energy. Capricorn is the ruler of Saturn. This is like very structured, very responsible, get to work, do the thing. Yet, as we have this Neptunian energy activating the sun's moving into Cancer. This is like much more about healing, much more about nurturing. And the Capricorn full moon wants to make sure that we're doing the work we need to do to go after our goals, to go after our desires, our long-term goals, financial stability, and all of that. Feeling structured, feeling safe, masculine words, Saturnian words, responsible words. Yet the sun shifting into Cancer and us coming into the solstice, it's really about heart energy. It's really about nurturing energy. Cancer and the moon is the mother line. And whenever I'm in this time of year, rather than it being about your mother, my mother, it's our inner nurturer, our inner mother, how we remother ourselves, how we unconditionally are going to be with love with ourselves, how we are unconditionally going to open to our feelings and the sensations that move through us and accept that. Capricorn can push emotions down because it has shit to do. It's like, I gotta get to work. I'm just gonna ignore my feelings. The gates of emotion are open, y'all. Allow the tears to flow. Like, allow your feelings to flow. This is what we're here for. This is this week, okay? So check in with your heart. Check in with your heart's longing and your needs. What do you need on an emotional level? What do you need on a physical level? What do you need on a spiritual level? Like, what do you need to feel balanced? What do you need to do to feel more like yourself? What do you need to do? What do you want to do? What do you get to do right now to shift into more wholeness? I keep holding my heart. It's all about the heart. I'm really feeling my emotions right now. What is going to be the best fit for your energy? What do you need to shift? And give yourself that grace as we come into this more watery energy. How can you restore yourself? This moon is highlighting energy into the area of your life that really wants to be cared for right now. So finishing up this video, my question to you is, where in your birth chart is the Capricorn house? What's the house? And in that house, what do you want to take care of? What is important for you to take care of? Mine is the 5th house, and Capricorn is my sun, right? So I am really feeling this, and it's like, it's time to nurture my inner world, my heart. It's time to do something that's going to make me feel good. It's time to put a little more energy on myself, taking care of myself, because it's my sun, right? So it's like all of me. In your birth chart, what house is Capricorn in? Because that's going to show you where your life is asking for attention, where your life is asking for renewal, your life is asking for nurturing from this solar energy into the lunar energy. And as we shift into later into June, we will be having more of this Piscean energy upon us. Where I said Neptune was, Saturn is also in Pisces. So we're in the inner realms. We're swimming in the waters. We're swimming in our feels. So how can you access that in a way that is safe for you, and in a way that nurtures your soul and nurtures your spirit? Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you put your hands on your heart today and take a breath into your heart and get a little in love with your feelings, just allowing what's here for you. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Oh, last thing, if you would like to join a online solstice event, that will be this Thursday night at 7 p.m. and I will put the information in the comments. See you soon.